Flix with the Hicks, where we tell you about the movies. We tell you if they're great or if they really stink. Now it's time to start the show. Yeah, now it's time to go. Guess what? It's Flix with the Hicks.
Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Flix with the Hicks. This is my lovely wife Janet. I'm Greg. Each week we review 2 films that we watched on DVD that week. We review the best film and the worst film. This week, Janet got tasked with picking the worst film. Would you like to disclose your film, Miss Janet?
Someone Like You. All right? Okay. I didn't like it. It's very predictable. Ashley Judd was the main character actress. It was made in 2001. It was made for $23 million, and I think it made $38 million something. Okay. She was writing. She's dealing with an article about men, right? She's comparing men to cattle. Like men, a bull, cattle, you know, they'll only be with the cow one time, and then won't go back to them again. And she's saying that men are just like that. You know, they want one mate. They'll just use and abuse the cows. You know, they won't go back. They even, it's stupid. Anyway, she's dating this guy named Ray, which is Greg Kinnear, and apparently she's, you know, thinking they're moving in together and all this. Anyway, he has another girl on the side, and they end up not moving in together, and she's losing her apartment. She already had it all set up where they were going to have their apartment together, and he says he doesn't want nothing. And so it kind of confirms her theory, right? Mm-hmm. And this other guy she knows is just watching her go through all this and invites her to move in with him as a roommate. And, you know, he's dating and having the time of his life and everything, but it's pretty predictable.
That character is played by Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, and even Naomi Judd was in the movie. They have a lot of big names. Marissa Tomei, your girl, she was in there. All these people in here. Ellen Barkin, she was in there. You know, all these people, I guess, to make the movie go better, like get more popular. But you already know the ending. You know exactly what happens.
Yeah,
figure it out.
And you know, I'm starting to think there's only 3 or 4 people in all of the motion picture industry that actually write these films, because we're running across so many films that when we watch them, it's like, I've seen this movie before. It was called a different name or a different title, and it had different characters in it, and it was based in a different city, and they had different jobs, but it's the same plot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just always, you know, 10 minutes into the film, you're like, yeah, I know where this movie's going.
Exactly.
Let's just hope it's a fun ride along the way. I actually liked Hugh Jackman's character in this, but I like Hugh Jackman as an actor. He's always good. Greg Kinnear plays the regular Greg Kinnear role. A likable guy that is not... He doesn't provide a lot of depth to most of his roles. But overall, I'm getting to the point where 20 minutes into a film, I pretty much know whether I'm going to like it or not, because I've seen this before, or I haven't seen. It may not be the same movie, but... It's
the same type.
Yeah, same plot.
Yeah, the same ending. And it's just... you know, with all these people in it, Kinnear, I said it wrong, Kinnear, but I don't know, it wasn't real funny. It's a romantic comedy, and okay, the guy gets the girl thing every time, of course, but anyway, I didn't like it. What would you rate it?
I'd give it a 50.
Really?
Just right in the middle. I'd give it a 50.
I don't
mean,
agree
it's
with that.
it's one of those things that, you know, if it comes on TV and you're sitting at home, there's nothing to do, and you're doing laundry or whatever, you could turn something like that on just to pass the time. But
yeah,
it's not worth going to see it.
If you need some noise in the house or something, no, I give it like a 30. I mean, Ashley Judd, I've seen her in some pretty good roles. This was not one of them.
Yeah, but we're seeing her in a lot of really bad roles lately.
Yeah.
Where she just...
Yeah, that's not good. But I give it a 30 because I really didn't like it.
Okay, so our best movie of the week was The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. I didn't want to like this movie. I really didn't, because it's got Brad Pitt in it. And Brad Pitt, I tend to not like his movies too much.
Mm-hmm.
This was a good film.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy this film. It stars Brad Pitt, Cate Blanchett, and Taraji P. Henson. Brad Pitt plays Benjamin Button, Cate Blanchett plays Daisy, and Taraji plays Queen.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the film is unusual in the sense that Brad Pitt is born as an old man.
Small body.
Yes.
But an old wrinkled
Looks like
up.
a baby, but he looks like an 80-year-old baby.
Mm-hmm.
And he's born as an old man, and as he goes through his life, he gets younger instead of older.
Mm-hmm.
Which to me would be really depressing, because you'd know if I die of natural causes, it's going to be on this specific date when I turn 80 years old and I just disappear, as a baby. But anyways, he is born into like an old folks home. Basically, he's dropped off in an old folks home, and he's taken in by Queen, which is played by Taraji P. Henson. And so he starts his life as a baby in an old folks home. When he's 12 years old, which would make him like 68, he meets Cate Blanchett's character, Daisy, for the first time. And you have to remember, he's mentally 12 years old, even though he's in an old man's body. He sees her and instantly falls in love with this 7 or 8-year-old little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, the entire film basically traverses Benjamin Button's life and his adventures through life as he's getting younger and younger. But the underlying tone of the film, or underlying meaning of the film, or what you're looking for, is will Benjamin Button and Daisy, Cate Blanchett, ever get together romantically? Will they become a couple? And the timing has to be just right. They have to meet when he's probably middle age and she's getting to that middle age again.
The story is neat how they get to these different points of life, both of them, and what they live through in these different. It's a neat concept.
It is.
It really is. I like it. I mean, there's places where it makes you laugh.
There's places that make you cry.
Makes you cry.
It's a really interesting and good film. Now, Cate Blanchett goes on to become a dancer, and then something happens to her, and she ends up not dancing anymore, and Brad Pitt comes back into her life, and it's a really, really good film. Mm-hmm. And then there's complications that you wouldn't think would exist unless you were in that type of relationship where you were going to be getting younger and younger the rest of your life, and your wife or girlfriend or whoever was going to be getting older and older.
And there's another issue. He's dropped off, really, a black family, brought into a black family to raise him, take care of him as he was an old man baby. And never did know who his mom and dad were until later met his father. And that's where the Button name came in.
Yeah.
For someone to be abandoned, just that fact by itself, and then getting younger, and It's kind of heartbreaking because, he got younger, she got older type thing.
Yeah. It's a really interesting film to watch, and it's a long film. It's like 2 hours and 27 minutes long or something. And there's not a lot of action in the film, so there are parts of it that kind of drains you, but all the way through it keeps your attention. And when the film is over with, I actually thought, I may be a better person for watching that film.
Yes.
Because true love spans more than just age and time.
Yeah.
And anyhow, it's a wonderful film.
What'd you rate it?
I would give The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, I'd give it an 84.
He's thinking 85.
Yeah.
85. I'll watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the concept and, and what love endures. That's neat.
And one other thing I'd like to add, Paramount Pictures took a real risk with this film because they had a budget of $167 million.
Yeah.
The film grossed $336 million, so they doubled their money. But still, that's a lot of money to put into a film that is not an action film. Or something with a lot of crazy graphics and stuff in it. But the way they made Brad Pitt look older and aging younger, I'm sure that's where a lot of the money went.
Yeah. It was a good film, y'all. I'd watch it just, I recommend watching it, actually, just because the concept is different and it brings out some feelings in me. I mean...
It did me too.
Yeah.
It did me too.
Yeah, it's nice. I love you.
Anyhow, folks, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Flix with the Hicks. If you get a chance, go check out The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Be good to your family and have a great week. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.